Hello everybody and welcome back to another KSP video. In this video we're just going to be gaining some more science, and I think the goal is going to be the land on the moon. I've heard some people say that Minmus is easier to land on, but in my personal opinion the moon is, so I'm going to land there. Well, I think it's called the Mun in KSP, so I'm going to call it the Mun from now on. And we just built our first upper stage. I don't know how efficient it's gonna be, but hopefully it's kinda efficient. And I don't have side decouplers yet, so I don't know how this is really gonna work. I think it'll just have to be like that for now. I'm adding a structural piece, and then that could just fall along with the boosters, so that works for what I have for now for this rocket. And I'm just adding some science, because science is important in science mode. I'm adding the mystery goo container on top, and then just some radio parachutes I'm gonna clip in. And I'm setting some action groups right now for the science stuff. And we are on the launch pad, and let's launch. It picks up speed pretty fast, and we are approaching the cloud layer. Well, this is actually my second attempt, because with the Mr. Goo being on top, it was top heavy, so it kind of like flipped. So this is a different attempt. But as you can see, we are going pretty high already. And we are gonna stage here soon. I think my maneuver node might be broken, because there's no way that I can't make it to orbit, or it says I use too much fuel, but I don't know. I guess let's see. And this stage is gone, and then my supposed to be efficient upper stage is going. And it looks like I'm dipping back in the atmosphere, so I'm just gonna point up to get my apoapsis higher. And yeah, I'm just pointing straight up now. And we are in space, and we're warping around. And our apoapsis is pretty high, 200, now 300,000 and 352,000. Because the way it works in science mode is, it's on different biomes you can get more science, or different science. But if you're higher above Earth in an orbit, then it's high above Earth and you get more science. But if you're lower, then it's if you already got science from lower atmosphere, if you do it again, you're not going to get that much. But if you go higher atmosphere, you'll get more because you haven't gotten in there, which I haven't, so I'm gonna get science high above Earth. So I'm just turning up my ambient light boost right there because it's very hard to see. And I'm running some science experiments and crew reports, EVA reports, and all that. Oh, and I forgot to mention, since I last recorded a vid, I have gotten more mods, so that's why I have 3D clouds and everything looks different, kinda. But now we are gonna re-enter the atmosphere. And my re-entry mod is called Firefly, if y'all wanna check that out. But it looks really cool. It looks like we're gonna land on land and not in the ocean. And my parachutes are deployed, and I detached my heat shield so I could go slower and not explode when I hit the ground. But I'm just running some crew reports. This is sped up in editing because this took like forever. Because I put way too many parachutes. And we are almost to the ground. And we cut a parachute, so because it's taking like way too long. And here we go. Landed. And we got a fair bit of science actually, so it's gonna time warp till its day. And let's see what we can buy. General rocketry. I think I might get that because it adds more rocket stuff. Plus radial decouplers, which is very useful. So I got that, and I have enough for stability, so I'm gonna buy that too. I don't know why I decided to delete the entire rocket, but I did, so I'm just building a new one. This one is actually gonna go to the moon this time. So we're leaving Kerbin. It's just messing around with parachutes there. Seeing what new stuff I have. And adding some fuel. I think that should be enough to go from the moon and back to Kerbin. As you can see, I forgot to put an engine there though for my landing stage, which is kind of funny. So I'm adding a booster or swivel engine, my bad, to the stage. And then yeah, I added an engine and then some landing legs so I can land, not tip over. And one more stage, which is gonna be our side boosters or SRBs, and now there's the booster engine. And adding my SRBs now, and I'm just gonna move them down and add some nose cones and some fins so I don't spin, which is very useful. And I'm just checking my staging to make sure it all works. And then gonna add some I'm gonna put Bob in there. And then yeah, of course I need some science, so I can get science. A barometer, a thermometer, just some mystery goo. So basically the same stuff I had last time. And I'm just setting some action groups again. And I thought I was gonna go to Minmus, but I changed my mind and decided to go to the moon, so that's why it's named Minmus rocket. And we have liftoff. And we're about to go past the first cloud layer. And Mata have their vapor cones, which adds vapor cones when you go faster than the speed of sound. So it's pretty cool. And my SRBs have now detached. And it might not seem like I'm gaining a lot of speed, but once I get a bit higher up, yeah. Then I staged, and then now I'm gaining more speed because I have a better thrust to weight. My apoapsis is 80,000, which I did not see. I meant to go like 70,000, but that didn't really work, so. I decided to just not use a maneuver node for this orbit, so it's probably not the best orbit. And my other stage detached. I don't really want to call it an orbit stage because it didn't give me an orbit, but it got me to space, so you know, like space stage or something. My time warp wasn't working, so I had to fix that. And we are now in an orbit. It's not very good orbit, but it's an orbit. Now I'm just trying to get an encounter with the Mun. And there we go, we have an encounter. I'm just trying to fine tune it, which it's not the best trajectory, I guess. And that looks to be a pretty good encounter. And I don't know why my alarm clock opened. And I'm just gonna time warp to my maneuver. And we are almost done with the burn. And we are now going we're on our way to the moon. And instead of getting in orbit, I'm just gonna go, well, yeah, straight down to the moon. Which I probably should have gotten in orbit first, but I need to save fuel, so. And there is the moon. Now I just retracted my landing legs. And I'm time warping to my maneuver now. And we are doing our burn to hopefully land on the moon. Yeah, and I don't really need my maneuver node from here, but yeah, because I don't want to be like crashing into the moon, because we're gonna slow down anyway. So and I'm not the best at slowing down, but we are slowing down. And there is the moon. You could see all the like craters and stuff. Just resetting my mystery goo. And we are about to land. And here we go. We have landed. One small step for Kerbal, one big step for Kerbal kind. Cause you know, nobody gonna plant a flag now. Alright. Moon landing. Just doing an EVA report. I'm gonna make it back up. Too bad I didn't have a bigger capsule unlocked. I was only able to take Bob with me. And we are back in our rocket. Just running some more science. I had to add some fuel to my fuel tank because I kinda didn't build the rocket well, so I hope that's fine, but we gotta bring Bob back. I couldn't create a maneuver node because I didn't have a pilot on board. And we don't have connections, so I should have probably added an antenna. But now we have full control of like maneuver mode and stuff. And we are trying to get back to Kerbin, so and we are warping to our burn. Which isn't a very big burn, so. And we ignite our engine to go home to Kerbin. I couldn't delete my maneuver node until I had a better connection, so I had to time warp a bit. And since we, what I talked about earlier with being high above Kerbin and being low Kerbin, that works the same for the moon, so I just ran some science experiments high above. Also, the moon has different biomes of the moon, but I feel like biome hopping to gain more science is cheating, so I just didn't do that. Yeah. I'm trying to target back to my ship in the map screen, but it's fine, I guess. Let's just do our burn to get back to Kerbin and bring Bob home safely. And this is the last time we're using our engine. I'm turning prograde to bring my periapsis up a bit so I don't burn in the atmosphere. And we have made it back. And you could see the beautiful re-entry effects of Firefly. Since I only have a single parachute this time, changed the altitude to be higher so I could slow down a bit faster. And it is nighttime, so it's kind of hard to see. We landed on the dark side. And we still didn't manage to land in the ocean, but it's fine, I guess. And we have landed now, and we got a lot of science, 82. So we can get advanced rocketry or flight control, which is pretty useful actually. And then basic science, which I think I might get, because I got basic science, but I can't get anything else, I don't think. And I still got a lot to go in the tech tree. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I will see y'all later. Make sure to like and subscribe.